Hi, how are you? I hope you are doing well today. I am continuing my journey or my conversation about love in the 5D. I said I was going to do four readings, four different personalities, four different people combinations. I am looking at pairs and we're not doing triplicities, y'all. We're not doing multiples and polys right now. What we're just focusing on is one-on-one relationships, people that are looking for a full commitment from their partner and partners that are looking for committed individuals. So I am reading from the Vortex, getting into the Vortex. Esther and Jerry Hicks. This is from the Law of Attraction phase. Okay, so if you guys remember the Law of Attraction and understanding the Law of Attraction, I like these cards. I wasn't so much into the Law of Attraction. I understand it, but I wasn't so much into that phase. But I do like these cards because one of the things that these do is help you think differently. So I'm reaching into the cosmos right now and asking the spirits to help guide me on this reading, to help me help the people by understanding the dynamics that exist in a 5D relationship, how the 5D and conceptualizing oneself living in that dimension, what that means, and then what the dynamic is, what the masculine and the feminine are doing and how they are behaving. And then we're going to do that with the Carolyn Mace's archetype cards, and then we're going to finalize this reading with the Sun and Moon Tarot. I picked the Sun and Moon Tarot because Sun represents the masculine and Moon represents the feminine. So we just need one card from the Vortex to get us started. And then we'll go to the archetype cards and then to the Sun and Moon. Sorry, it's early in the morning right now, so I'm still waking up. And I didn't have my coffee because I didn't have any more coffee. Come on now. All right. So this card says, I'll not ask others to become different for me. I will not ask others to become different for me. Let your vibrational relationship escrow percolate. I like that. Your vibrational relationship escrow. And give it your undivided attention so that you become a vibrational match to it. Undivided attention. And then when the law of attraction brings all of it together, there are not many bugs to work out. Do not ask the person who helped you to define what you want, to become what you want, so that you can have what you want. Don't ask the person who helped you define what you want to become what you want so that you can have what you want. Instead, use your willpower to focus upon what you want, and then the universe will bring you what you want. Okay? So it looks like to me, and I'm not going to talk too much, I'm going to let the cards talk. But it looks like to me that the relationship, the 5D relationship that some of you are in now, was there to show you, or for that person to help you understand or clarify what it is that you want. But now that you see what it is that you want, instead of trying to make the other person be that, you're now responsible for meditating and putting your vibrational energy around what you want, and then wait to see what the universe is going to bring back, what God's going to bring back to you. Ask for what you want. See what you want. Visualize what you want. And right now, you can visualize what you want because the person represents both what you want and what you don't want. All right, I'm going to Carolyn Mace now for the two archetypes in this dynamic. We're looking for the archetypes, the masculine and the feminine, for this particular dynamic. Okay, looks like the feminine is already out. And now for the masculine. One card for the masculine. Thank you. All right, so we have on the feminine side the mediator operating in the shadow, and we have the trickster in the masculine operating in the light. So we have one in the shadow and one in the light in this dynamic. Now, I'm going to read to you what the shadow means for this card, but you already know that somebody is still doing shadow work. The person in this dynamic, the feminine, the person who represents the feminine in the relationship, is operating in a shadow or still has some shadow work to do. The trickster is operating in the light. So the shadow side of the mediator is negotiating with an ulterior motive, a hidden agenda, or either and that can be personally or professionally. So for some of you, this may be a work dynamic partnership, or for some of you, it could be personal dynamic. Could be friend, could be lover, could be some other kind of partner. So when I'm talking about relationships in the 5D, we're not just talking about romantic relationships. You know, whenever we go on YouTube or we're looking at tarot videos or whatever, and they're talking about relationships, we automatically go to the romantic. In the 5D, you can't automatically go to the romantic because you don't know how these 5D relationships are unfolding. You don't know you don't know how you're going to be partnered up and why. Okay? Because you're being partnered up based on what it is that the 5D needs at the moment. And if the 5D needs certain types of minds and spirits together, they're going to draw them together. And it really doesn't matter whether it's romantic, platonic, or, you know, a chance meeting even. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter. All right, so the feminine side is doing some shadow work. They're negotiating with their partner, or they're negotiating in a situation, but there's something going on behind the scenes. What is being presented may not actually be what's there. Okay. The masculine is the trickster. And that's interesting because we think of somebody who's tricking us as being kind of in the dark or operating in the negative. But in this case, it says that this is about transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. So we have this person, this masculine person, whose energy is shaking up things, moving things around, not operating as the status quo. And with this person who's operating as a mediator, who presents themselves as a mediator. I'm the fair party. I'm the person who's, you know, balanced in this situation. But in reality, this person has something else going on that they're not seeing. Now, what does that mean for the 5D, right? Because this is we don't want to assume, but we're talking about relationships in the 5D. So if you're in the 5D and you're still doing shadow work, then you should have a pretty clear understanding that you are operating in the shadow. That means that this person isn't oblivious. You can't be in the 5D doing this and be oblivious. Maybe they haven't quite worked out all the details. Or maybe it could be that this person has been that in their past. So when they were operating in another channel, that this is what they presented as, or this is what they believe themselves to be, or they have adopted this notion that they're like this person that you can come to and get some kind of fair expression or some fair treatment or some fair objective answer, and in reality there's something else that they need. Okay, so first card out is Judgment. The Judgment is that one, that this was supposed to be. This is a moment that is calling forth everybody to be clean and clear. Okay? The 5D is going to do that for you. This is the 5D. The 5D is when the trump is called. I don't want to even use that word, but when the trump sounds and everything reveals itself, and there is now a very clear understanding of what is. And when this happens, there is no negotiating behind the scenes, right? There is no underhanded backdooring to this. I'm wondering in this situation if this person has actually, if this person is operating in the 5D. I'm not sure of that. So some of you may be in a relationship now where you are moving in the 5D, and it looks like in this case the person who is operating in the masculine principle is operating in the 5D, but they're operating in the 5D as the trickster. They're the person who looks like one thing, but really it's something else. This person may be, may appear to be, I don't know, maybe a less desirable character in the scene, but the person is there to unearth some things. It's there, he's there to shake up some things. These spirits, trickster spirits, that's what they're there to do. They're there to make you revisit your conventional ideas, the things that you think about yourself that aren't really true. This person is probably this person right here. This trickster person is driving this mediator person plumb out of their mind in real life. They may not be presenting that way, but that's what it is. Because the timing, see, this person is transcending the conventions, the stuffiness, the predictable behaviors, all of that kind of stuff. All of that kind of stuff is like the things that you think you are that you're not. You're presenting in a way and you really aren't that way anymore, or you're putting on a mask and that person sees the mask and they're there to do things that make you take your mask off and you don't want to take your mask off. That kind of stuff. All right, so we've got the Hermit card, which is about being still. Okay, don't do nothing. Distancing yourself from the person, taking some time away, removing yourself from the dynamic. Now, this goes for both individuals. A lot of major arcana cards in this one. Temperance, balance is called for. Somebody needs to see the handwriting on the wall. And in order to see the handwriting on the wall, you have to go away from the situation. Temperance is balance. In this case, this is balancing some really different energies. It's the person, it's this person who is the balancer. The trickster is the balancer in this situation. I think that the hermit in this case is the mediator, because this is the person who needs to see the handwriting on the wall. This is the person who needs to spend some time by themselves so that they can see themselves more clearly, so that they can see their own light. Very interesting. This is interesting because the person who is perceived as the trickster is kind of seen in this dynamic. The person who is the trickster is seen as being the culprit. This is the person who is the guilty party. This is the person that gets all the blame, right? But in reality, that's not really what's happening. So this is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is about being in the right place of balance where the giving and the receiving is equitable. There's another word that means this that I'm hearing in my head, but for some reason my mouth is not saying this. I'm just going to say it's equitable, okay? In an even sort of way, so that the giving and the receiving, you are in the receiving, then the giving comes in, okay? And it seems to come from nowhere. And then this represents success. I'm thinking that, I don't know if this is a love relationship. I'm not getting that. I feel like this is also a work dynamic for some of you. The situation that you're in feels like it's bondage. It feels like you're bound, like you can't get out of the situation. You feel like, oh, I have to deal with this. This is the web we're in. And now, like what fresh hell? That's what this person feels. Why is this person in my life? And why can't they, right? This person is helping you to define feminine. The divine masculine is helping you to define what it is that you really want from this negotiation that you're trying to make. They're trying to get you to see that there's something else that's driving this. And it doesn't make, this is the thing about the shadow work. It doesn't mean that what you're in the shadow about is shady, mediator. Okay? What it means is that the real reason that you're pushing for whatever it is you're pushing for has not been revealed to you. And so this person is really there to help you, to shake you up, and to help you understand what it is that you want. So now that the person has awakened that in you, don't then expect this person to be that for you or to do what you say or to behave like you want them to behave so that you end up with what you want in the end. The key is for you to understand what it is you truly want. Because you may find that what you truly want, you don't have to negotiate for it at all. It's already there. Now we're starting to see a little bit more about what these 5D relationships can look like and what they can bring up. A lot of major arcanas. This is the Star. So with this Six of Pentacles, I'm seeing this also with the star. The 6 represents the 6-pointed star, and here's the 6-pointed star here. It looks like it's surrounded almost by a swirl of light of other stars that are swirling around. You have to pour into yourself. You have to understand yourself. You have to have clarity about that. Again, it doesn't make what you really want wrong. It just means that you're going about it probably in the wrong way by trying to pretend like you're asking for one thing when really you want something else. And what you want is the success. What you want is to be the star, mediator. You want success and you want to be the star of the show. So if you want, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want success and you want to be the star, then say that. Don't pretend like you're being, Miss, whoever. I'm here to make everyone, and I'm just here for that. No, you're not. You're here because you want to be successful and because you want to be the star. And your trickster is reminding you of that. Resonates? Does it resonate? It's coming together for me. I don't know if it's coming together for you, but it's starting to make a lot of sense to me. When I start these, it's sometimes hard to follow. Like, where is this going? Like, who are these people, right? And what dynamic are they in right now? But now I'm starting to see it, like this is what you really want, but you're not really saying, you're not admitting it to yourself first. Admitting it to yourself is the first order of business. And then you can stop pretending. You can just go get what you're looking for. So we got the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, 2 eights. I think that's interesting because eights are manifestation, cards of manifestation, physical, in the physical realm. And so what I'm seeing is in order for this to happen well, in order for you, mediator, to do your shadow work, well, you just have to go away. Again, we've got the we have the Hermit required here. And the Eight of Cups is about going away from your feelings, going away from where this dynamic has like stirred up a lot of feelings, to go inside of your real feelings. And then that way, this situation that you're looking for, the attention, the accolades, the appreciation for what you are doing, that star player, star power that you want people to recognize will come, but not until after you've done your homework, after you've done the rest of your shadow work, if that is who you are. Now, Trickster, who's in the 5D, operating as the 5D, operating in your cipher, right? Congratulations. Continue to do what you do. Honor your true spirit, as it seems like you are doing, and continue to be about that great work. Don't let anybody sway you or throw you off of your square. So just seeing if there's any other cards from the Sun and Moon for this couple. All right, so this is Love in the 5D. This is a Love in the 5D reading. If you want to know about your situation, if this resonated with you and you want to dig deeper into if you're on that shadow side or if you're on that light side and you want to know more about how this dynamic is showing up in other relationships or how it's showing up in this relationship, you can do that. If this doesn't resonate with you, but you do have a 5D relationship that you would like to explore through the vortex and through the archetype cards and the Sun and Moon cards, just reach out to me and let's make an appointment and get you organized, okay? I hope you have a great day and I hope you're having a fabulous life.